My name is Walter Hayes. I'm 72 years old. And maybe today, I'm going to tell you something I wish someone had told me many decades ago. Because if they had, maybe I wouldn't feel this empty, this tired, this quietly broken inside. Have you ever noticed how some people in their 60s still feel alive, while others are just existing? I'm not talking about age. I'm not talking about the body. I'm talking about something deeper, something you can't measure. The soul. Because I've seen people in their 90s wake up with gratitude in their eyes, still curious, still present, still connected to life. And I've also seen people disappear in their 60s while their heart was still beating. That difference, I only understood when it was already too late, and it all started with my friend Martin. Martin was only 3 years older than me, a strong man, healthy reports, regular checkups. Everything looked fine on paper. Nothing unusual, no warning signs. And then, one morning, the phone rang, and everything changed. Martin was found sitting in his chair. No struggle, no scream, no accident. Just silence, as if his body had quietly decided it was done. That night, I couldn't sleep. I sat in my kitchen staring into nothing, and for the first time I looked at my own hands and thought, these don't feel young anymore. That's when I realized something I had never thought about before. Aging doesn't arrive suddenly. It enters silently, inside your daily habits, inside your mornings, inside the things you repeat without even thinking. And most people never notice it, until it's already too late. After Martin died, I didn't talk to anyone for days. I didn't visit his house. I didn't stay long at the funeral, not because I didn't care, but because I was afraid, not of his death, but of what I saw in it, because I started seeing myself inside him. I went back to my apartment in Denver, same old building, same silence, same tired air that never really felt like it moved. I closed the door, dropped my coat, and stood there for a long time without moving. Then my eyes fell on the mirror, and for the first time in years, I really looked. Dark circles under my eyes, slouched shoulders, a face that looked like it had forgotten how to relax, how to smile, how to feel light. But the strangest part was my eyes. There was no spark left in them, and that scared me more than anything. Because I was never this man. There was a time when I used to wake up early and run every morning. I had dreams, I had plans, I had energy. I promised my wife Elena that one day we would slow down, that we would travel, that we would live near the ocean and finally enjoy life. But life never slowed down. It only took. Work expanded. Responsibilities grew. Hours stretched longer. And slowly, without realizing it, I pushed life itself into a future that never came. We'll rest later. We'll live later. We'll be happy later. But later never arrived. Elena died of cancer 7 years ago. And after that, my home stopped feeling like a home. It became just a place filled with silence and memories that no longer spoke back. Every morning became the same. I would wake up, make coffee, open my phone, scroll through news I didn't need, and sit in a chair staring at nothing. Some days, I wouldn't speak a single word until afternoon. And the most dangerous part was, it all started to feel normal. Every morning followed the same pattern. The white glow of the screen hit my eyes before sunlight ever did. Bad news entered my mind. Before I even became fully awake, a strange heaviness settled in my chest, and somehow I was already tired before the day even began. No sunlight, no movement, no silence, no peace, just screens, coffee, and waiting. Waiting for something to change. Waiting for life to feel alive again. But nothing changed. Then, one morning, something strange happened. I was standing in my kitchen holding a cup of coffee. And suddenly, I forgot why I had walked in there. Just a few seconds of blankness. A gap in my own mind. It was small, but it didn't feel small to me, because I remembered other moments too. Getting lost while driving months ago. Forgetting my own birthday last year. Laughing it off every time. Just getting old, Walter. But inside, something was no longer funny. Fear was growing quietly. That night I searched online. I didn't even know what I was looking for at first. Sleep, memory, aging, brain health, loneliness, morning habits. And the more I read, the more one uncomfortable truth started forming inside me. Human beings are not shaped by occasional decisions. They are shaped by what they repeat every single day, especially in the morning. Study after study kept saying, CTT, same thing. The first hour after waking up sends a signal to the entire body. It either tells the system, we are alive, we are strong, we are ready, or it tells the system, we are tired, we are weak, we are shutting down. And slowly, I realized something I didn't want to accept. My body had been receiving the second message for years, not because I was smoking or drinking or doing something extreme, but because I had stopped challenging myself. I replaced effort with comfort, movement with stillness, life with routine, elevators instead of stairs, chairs instead of movement, screens instead of sunlight, phones instead of silence, closed rooms instead of open air. My body wasn't living anymore. It was only existing in convenience. And maybe that is what truly ages a human being before time. Not pain, but comfort without challenge. I remember reading something that stayed with me longer than anything else. When the body avoids discomfort for too long, it slowly stops trying to stay strong. Muscles weaken. The brain slows down. Sleep becomes shallow. Energy disappears, and one day, you wake up wondering why you feel exhausted, even though you barely do anything. That night I turned my phone off. The apartment went completely silent. No notifications, no light, no noise, only the sound of a clock ticking. And in that silence, something uncomfortable rose inside me. Not fear, not sadness. Truth, for the first time in many years, I asked myself a question I had avoided. Walter, are you really alive? Or are you just slowly disappearing? And the worst part was, I already knew the answer. The next morning, I woke up at 5:40 like always. No alarm. At this age, the body wakes itself like it is afraid of wasting time. The room was dark, the heater was humming softly, and my phone was right there beside me. The same routine, the same pull. My hand moved toward it automatically. Then I stopped. That question came back. Am I alive or disappearing? And for the first time in years, I didn't touch it. I got up and walked to the bathroom. In the mirror, I saw the same face. But something inside me felt different. Restless, uncomfortable, awake in a way I hadn't felt in a long time. I remembered something I had read. A small controlled stress in the morning can wake the body. I turned on the shower, warm water first. Familiar. Safe. Then I slowly turned it toward cold. The reaction was instant. My body rejected it. My breath changed. My heart jumped. My mind panicked. Stop this, Walter. 10 seconds felt endless. Then I stepped out. My hands were shaking. But something had changed. I was awake. Not the fake wakefulness of caffeine, but something deeper, clearer, present, as if fog had been pulled out of my mind. I stood there for a long time, letting the water fall from my skin. And for the first time in years, I felt like my body was still here, still alive. That morning, I made another decision. Instead of sitting inside with coffee, I went outside. It was freezing. The air cut through my face, but I kept walking. 5 minutes became 10. No destination, no rush, just movement. And then the sun rose. Soft light spread across the buildings, and for the first time in years, I actually saw it. Not through a window, not through a screen, but directly. And something inside me broke quietly. Because I realized I had been missing this for years. Life was happening outside, and I had been hiding inside it. That night I slept deeply. No waking up in fear, no pressure in my chest, just silence. Real sleep. And in the morning, for a few seconds, I forgot my age. That feeling is difficult to explain. When you live in exhaustion long enough, you forget what lightness feels like. For weeks, I repeated the same routine. Cold water, morning light, walking. It wasn't easy. Some mornings I wanted to stop, and that's when I understood something important. Life doesn't change through motivation. It changes through discipline. Motivation disappears. Discipline stays, and slowly, something inside me began to shift. One morning in the park, I saw an old man stretching. Weak body, strong presence, alive eyes. And I understood something I had avoided my whole life. Aging is not about wrinkles. It is about losing hope quietly, and many people lose hope long before their body does. Over time, I discovered something else, too. The body doesn't get tired only from work. It gets tired from noise, from constant stimulation, from never being still, from never being present. So I started sitting in silence. At first, it was unbearable, because silence brings everything back. Memories, regrets, Elena, Martin, the years I lost, and one sentence echoed inside me again and again. You earned everything in life, except how to live it. I didn't understand it then. Now I did. I had spent my entire life preparing for life, but never actually living it. And somewhere along the way, preparation became loss. One evening, I called my daughter Claire. We hadn't spoken properly in a long time. Distance had become normal. Silence had become routine. But that day, I said something simple. I miss you. There was silence. Then she cried, and I cried too. And in that moment, I understood something simple. Human beings don't survive only on food or exercise. They survive on connection. And modern life has taken that from us. We are connected digitally, but disconnected emotionally. That night, I didn't feel anxiety. I felt awareness and clarity. I cannot bring my past back. I cannot bring Elena back. I cannot bring my youth back. But maybe I can still save what remains. And maybe you can too. Because most people are not destroyed suddenly. They are destroyed slowly, by a life they call normal. Today I sit on the same bench again. But today is different. I am not afraid. I am not lost in regret because I finally understood something. Life doesn't change by becoming longer. Life changes when you wake up inside. My name is Walter Hayes, 72 years old, and I spent most of my life running, without ever knowing where I was going. I did everything people call important. But I missed one thing: living. And maybe the real question is not how long we live, but how awake we are while we are still here. Because every morning is a decision: to live or to slowly disappear.